Hi, I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach, and this is the Organize Your Life podcast. In every podcast, I'll talk about an organizing, decluttering, productivity, or time management concept, and I'll tell you why it's important. I'll include an action step at the end so you can start practicing right away, all in just 5 minutes. If you have questions or would like me to talk about a particular topic, just shoot me an email at claire@cluttercoach.net. I would love to hear from you. This is podcast 124, and it's an interview with mompreneur Stefanie Gass. Her business supports and inspires female entrepreneurs, especially moms. She has a podcast, the Mompreneur Mastermind Show, and courses are available on her website, stefaniegass.com. We had a delightful conversation about Stefanie's system for prioritizing and scheduling tasks to meet her goals. One thing I love about her is that, like me, she doesn't insist on squeezing more productivity out of every moment. She puts time for workouts, for example, into her calendar before work. And of course, that ultimately makes her more productive. This is an idea that's also suggested in the book The Now Habit, which I totally recommend. We also talked about her reverse engineering strategy. This kind of planning from the end result to the present is very effective. She has just got tons of great ideas and infectious enthusiasm. Okay, on to the interview.
Well, I'm so excited to be here, Claire. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Stefanie. Glad to have you.
Good. Well, I know today you wanted me to talk about being more productive in your life, right? Mm-hmm. And I have this system that, gosh, I've been doing this, I think, since before I was an entrepreneur. But it's something that, because I'm a 3, I don't know if you're into the Enneagram or the personality testing and all of that.
A little bit.
Okay. So I'm like this natural achiever, and I'm a list person. Like, it's almost to a fault. Like, I love like the organization and the lists and being able to tie achievement to these mini goals that I've set out for my life, and tangibly being able to see, did I accomplish this thing? Yes or no? And if I did, why did that happen? And if I didn't, what were the steps that I missed? And so then I can actually take something that I want to achieve as a goal and then reverse engineer it productively in my planner, in my day, in my hours of my day, to be sure that I'm going to get it done and I'm going to achieve it. So I started this off, probably a decade ago, but it's evolved so much that it's actually a practice that I now teach. And for me, I call it time blocking. And this has many definitions based on who you are, where you are in your life, the way that you like to operate. But I'll take you guys through my definition of this. So that you know about me, I am a mama. First and foremost, I've got a 5.5-year-old, a 2.5-year-old. So I've got this home life that I'm managing. I work from home. I'm married, and I also run a very successful female entrepreneurship empowerment business. And I'm a podcaster. I have courses. I have clients. And then in the third area of my life, I actually am like anti work harder, crush it, show up, work more. I'm like, no. Like, what is wrong with you people? I want to work less and make more money. I want to have time for me. I want to go to the gym. I want to get a, massage here and there. So I just decided, like, I'm defining this new life. And time blocking is the only way that I'm going to be able to do that. So let me teach you guys my secret. First of all, I don't believe that technology can keep you in a proactive state. So those of you that are using technology as your calendar and as your to-do list, I'm going to highly encourage you to get rid of that. And you're like, blasphemy, like my Google Calendar is life. And while it may be life, your Google Calendar is running your life because it's dinging at you. It's reminding you all day, do the dishes, do this, do that, wake up, blah, blah, blah. Like, and when your brain is constantly being dinged at, you're not in control. Okay. That little Google Calendar is. So what I've done is I've reverted back to the 1800s with a paper planner. And Claire was showing me hers as well, because it's like, there's something so magical about being intentional with your time. So I have this humongous paper planner, okay, and I take it with me everywhere. I'll show Claire. It's because we're on video right now. I mean, this thing is like a beast.
Ooh,
it's so pretty. It's huge. And it is my life. And this planner allows me to map out the hours in every single day. And then I'm in control of that time. So let's take it big picture. You have a month and you're sitting down and you have all of these things on your plate. You have work, you have meetings, you have appointments, maybe you have your kids, your grandkids stuff that you've got to show up for. And how on earth can you then fit in business and health and wellness and all the things you have? So you look first at the month. And I like to have a planner that has a monthly view. And what goes first is time scheduled events. So these are, workout classes or a meditation meeting, or if you have therapist appointments or doctor's appointments, anything that's like a time scheduled, you need to be present for that thing. That goes first. The second thing for me that goes in there is my non-negotiables. So that is spirituality time for me in the morning. That's 30 minutes every single morning for prayer, intention, journaling, gratitude, and then my workout time. I go to a gym because it's the only way I'm going to be successful. And it's just something I'm not going to wiggle on. I'm not going to negotiate. So I put in my classes that I'm doing for the week. And then on Sunday, mostly Saturday and Sunday, but for sure Sunday, I do zero work. So I don't take clients. So I block that out. It's not even there. It's not an option for anything other than just intentional family time. So now you have your month, and you also want to put in your goals, your high level goals. At the end of this month, what are the top 3 things I need to achieve? And so I usually choose something in health and wellness, something in my personal life, and then something in my business life, and then a financial goal. So those are in there too. So now we know, okay, what do we have to do? And what are the goals? So the next step is to now reverse engineer those goals and find the time blocks that are open to do the other things you need to do to get those done. So let's flip to week 1. So let's say you've just mapped out, let's just use July as an example. You've mapped out July. You're now going to go to week 1 of July. And I do this on Sunday so that I know what's happening for me this whole week. And I can pick, because it's, gosh, you guys, like, it's your life. Those hours are yours.
And you don't get them back. Yeah.
You don't. So why are you letting everybody else choose how you spend your most valuable time? I actually believe that time is more valuable than money.
Oh, yeah.
So
the reason to have money is to get more time.
Right. And people are so obsessed with money. I'm like, no, like, money is not the answer. It's time. It's creating a life where you have more open space. And that's what this system will let you do, because you're just so much more intentional. You're focused when you are working. You're focused when you are working out. And you are setting more boundaries in your life, which is going to help you put yourself first again. So let's get back to that first week in July. So you're looking at this planner, okay? And it's a paper planner. Now, first thing you do, take those time scheduled events and pop them in, because you have to show up for that, whether that's a job, whatever it might be. Put that first. The second thing you put is your non-negotiables. I hope you have meditation or spiritual time for you. I really hope that you have a walk every day or a workout class that lights you up. I hope that every day you have a day for family, that you're going to turn off social media, turn off work, the dings and the pings. So you map those in. Now you look at this calendar and you say, where is the open space that I can intentionally fill with the to-do A-list activity that'll get those 4 goals achieved, right? So let's say your goal was, I need to make $3,000 this month. We'll just make it simple. $3,000 this month is my goal, and I want to feel really healthy. I want to be energized, and I want to be sure that I am hitting my workout goals. That's your second goal. And then maybe your third goal is, I need to become more spiritually inclined. So if you know those are your goals, and it helps if they're like a tangible goal, like I need to make $3,000, or I would like to lose 1% body fat or something like that.
Well defined.
Yes. Because now you can say, okay, well, if I need to make $3,000 this month, how can I break that down so that each week I know what I have to do? So week 1, I need to make 800-ish, right? I would like to make 1,000 and be over that mark. So
Mm-hmm.
you say, to make $800 this week,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do? And you're going to fill those time slots with things that you can do and block that time. Make it like purple, like this is the work time. And you plug in all of that stuff. So like, let me give you an example. For me, I have 2 little boys.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I'm going to work during the day is when my youngest one is napping and my oldest one's at school.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I wake up an hour early, or if I can do light stuff for an hour while they play outside or do something or have a distraction. And so my time to work is maybe 3 or 4 hours a day, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to pick that slot in my day to go out and make that, let's say $300 that day or whatever my goal might be for that week, it is going to be so focused. There's no distractions, super intentional, because that time you're giving yourself to work or to do something, dedicate your whole self to that one activity.
Yeah.
Now, is that making sense, Claire? This like idea, this concept of blocking out these hours in your day, creating non-negotiable boundaries, and making sure that each area is touched each week.
Yes. So I'm guessing part of the reverse engineering is getting very specific about what the activity you do is when you sit down. Because, just to tell somebody, I need to put my cat in the bathroom because he's attacking my cords.
Okay. Go for it.
I think people often get tripped up in okay, here's my goal, but I don't know what do I do to achieve that? Like, how do I get back to the really tiny little task that I can just say, oh yes, I can sit down and do this for 20 minutes and no question, without spinning out into, oh, but I should be doing this, or is this really the right thing to do? Is this the highest priority? Is it going to work? Spinning out like that.
Oh yeah, that's such a great thing to talk about, because it's so easy to get overwhelmed. Okay, yeah. I need to make $3,000 this month.
Ah.
Yeah. Should I like go back and get a job? Because I don't know where that's coming from. Should I start a podcast? Should I write a book? Like, oh, I should probably follow up with all my leads. Oh, but then I don't want to be too salesy, so I'll just post on Instagram in a passive way. Like, it's so crazy. Yeah. So what I like to do is, if I have this goal of make $3,000, let's say, make a list. How can that happen for me? Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to say, okay, I need to remind people about my courses. I have to follow up with my hot leads. Mm-hmm. Maybe I need to analyze if my Facebook ads are working, or do I want to start a Facebook ad campaign? How can you make this money? Okay. So you make a list. Then you're going to prioritize the list with the highest payoff first. Mm-hmm. So I know without a shadow of a doubt, the income is coming in from people that know, like, and trust me, right? So I need to follow up with my hot leads first. That is number 1 on the list. That may not be the funnest thing on the list, yeah. But that's what's going to get me to the goal fastest. It's not posting random stuff on Instagram, you guys. It's not getting lost in, I just should do all these things that maybe might work. It's do the thing that you know will work first. For example, okay, you need to lose 5 pounds this month. You make the list. How can I do this? I can eat better. I can go work out, maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week. How else can I lose weight? I could take some more vitamins. Maybe I can find a new smoothie blend. Like, you can do all kinds of things. Yeah. What's going to give you the highest payoff? It's going to get your eating right. It's going to get your macros in line. You're going to need to stick to those certain buckets of proteins and fats and fiber. So stop getting distracted. It's make the list, prioritize it, and there's maybe 1 or 2 things that you know will get you closer to your goal, but you're avoiding them. Yeah. Because that's the hard stuff. It's it's not glamorous to go call your leads. It's not glamorous to eat well. So it's do that list, and that'll help you to clarify and prioritize. And then put those things in the week. Put them in there. I put in there, I have a checkbox for, am I hitting my health goal? Am I working out? Did I follow up with my leads every single Monday? And all of those things.
Yeah, sometimes I talk about a concept that I call boss hat, employee hat. Okay. When you're wearing the boss hat, you are doing the strategizing. Okay, $3,000, here are the ways to do it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, slot that in. And then Tuesday at 10 o'clock, you just look at the list and you just start going. Yeah. Which I find that's a different mindset. Planning and strategizing is this part of the brain. Doing, and not questioning the strategizing is another part. So
that's really important. Yeah. I love that. And I think that's why on Sunday night, I'm a boss. I'm strategizing my whole week because I'm not going to work on Sunday, but I am going to plan. I'm going to be the boss. I'm going to manage this company. I'm going to step in and say, we're streamlining efficiencies, Monday, I'm an employee and I'm going to grind and I'm going to be the best employee that I can be, because when I'm the best employee, I have more space and time for my kids, for myself, for my health. I make more money.
Yeah. And if you're just in employee mode, you just are going to hit the ground running and just get through that list instead of spinning out. Yeah.
And maybe that's where people struggle, Claire, too, is they're trying to do both at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going, okay, it's Monday. I should do an Instagram post. Wait, but I should, and then all of a sudden it's Wednesday and we haven't made any money. So we're panicking and now we're going back to boss hat. So boss hat for me it's a one day thing. And it's really having that one vision on how can you manage your business this week? Right. And you're almost giving yourself marching orders for the week without getting, because then you're going to fight with yourself internally when you're trying to do two things at once. So I really love that concept of kind of separating that out.
Yeah, I do think it's different kinds of thinking. But then I personally tend to be resistant to plans. So I like to give myself an out. Okay. And I read an article a long time ago about something that this guy called structured procrastination. He's a professor of philosophy at Stanford, and he just procrastinated like crazy. And one of his tricks was to make a list where the most important thing was actually down at 3 or 4, because he never would do the number one thing on the list. He just instinctively avoided it. So he tricked himself to doing it by putting it farther down on the list. It's hilarious. Yeah.
That is, and you know what? I think everybody works in a different way.
Yes.
Because I'm opposite.
I personally need enthusiasm. So I like to have a menu of at least 3 things I can choose from that are all important, and I can pick the one that I want to do. And then I feel like I'm treating myself more instead of.
There you go. And see, I prefer to get all the hard done right away. And I'm just this, that's just who I am. I'm like, I'm waking up, getting all the hard, the yucky out of my life so that by noon, I can just like float and have fun and do what I want. So I prefer, but my husband's opposite, and he's such a procrastinator, and he works so well under pressure. Like I was that chick that had her homework done by 4:30 p.m. Like, okay. So you have to also know yourself and know, okay, how do I best operate? Am I a morning person?
Yeah.
Plug in that hard stuff like me. Do it first. Am I more of like this free spirit and I need a little bit of flexibility? Well, work like Claire. You still plan a light structured plan, but give yourself a couple of options, maybe some free space to figure out how am I feeling? Am I ready to tackle this? Or are you like my husband and you want to procrastinate? Well, maybe for you, you work well under pressure. And you know what? Any of them are fine. But you still have to have some type of structure. And you also but I believe to be really successful at big vision goals, you must have a plan. You have to. Yeah. You can't say, I want to become a 6-figure earner this year and just fly by the seat of your pants and hope that it works out. Like you have to have structured ideas that you can dig into, specific actions that you know you can take, and then do the work to get yourself there.
Yes. And you also did mention, I don't remember what you called it, but just sort of looking back to see what worked and what didn't.
Yes.
So you're also reviewing regularly.
Yeah, I actually just did. So in the beginning of the year, I create something I call a vision statement for my life. And I write in the present tense, what does my life look like 12 months from now? And it's a day in the life. You know, you're waking up and you're smelling the fresh coffee and you're looking out your brand new, renovated skylight because you just did the addition to your home that you want. And you've got your massage booked for 10 a.m. and are you ready to go? Like you've got all of these great things in your life 12 months from now that you want to happen. And then I have the goals that will get me there. So now I'm taking this floaty vision and I'm creating specifics. Well, what amount of money will get me there? What do I need to happen in my business or my life for that to happen? What space do I need to open up to take more trips with kids and da-da-da-da? So mapping out the goals. And then I have the affirmations or the self-talk that I need to get my mindset on board. So I create this, and actually I should do this quarterly, but I just reviewed it because it's 6 months in. And it's interesting because if you can review something and look back and say, what's working? Because I keep having the same like wellness goal over and over and not doing it, right? I have this number in my mind that is a, fat to, fat ratio. I'm not looking at the weight on the scale, but I'm looking at measurements, and I'm trying to build muscle mass. And I keep having the same goal all the time, over and over. I'm like, why is this not happening? Anything in business, I can do it. It's done. When it comes to health and wellness, it's not natural for me. It's a struggle. So I can look at that and say, what's not happening here? What's not working? And I actually discovered that it was the accountability piece that was missing. Because I'm so successful when there's a routine all week. I'm at the classes and I'm working out and my health is 100% on point and I'm hitting all those goals. And then the weekend comes and I have no accountability. I don't have a routine. I don't have a workout buddy on board with me, and I binge eat. I don't work out at all. I let all my goals go out the window. And now, while I think a little bit of that is fine, I don't want it to happen every weekend, right? So I'm looking at that and going, why is this not successful for me? And I recognized that when I had a partner through the weekend, so for example, my sister-in-law and I are doing the same thing. When we're together over the weekend, we prevail. But when I'm alone and I'm dealing with maybe the peer pressure or that looks so good, or like, no, that beer just is calling my name again, like I'm going to give in. And so I found out, okay, I do really well with accountability. So I'm going to implement this on the weekends. So you guys can do that in any area and say, where am I suffering and why? And be honest with yourself, because it's usually just a limiting excuse. It's a weakness, and we all have them, but there are ways that you can overcome that. And it's by reviewing, it's by tweaking, it's by testing. I didn't wake up and say, I'm going to be a successful entrepreneur. I woke up and failed and tried and failed and realigned and tried something new. And, it's a big process. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I tell people to kind of treat themselves as if they're their own guinea pigs.
Yes.
And just try little things. Because, in productivity, time management, even organizing and clutter, something that works for one person isn't going to work for another person. You do have to try different things. I am an expert, yes, but I can't give you the answer because I don't know what's going to work for you.
Yes.
Try stuff.
And there's clutter in every area of our lives. I'm sure you guys dig into this, but even if you have a business, if you have a family, if even just alone in your own mind, like there's clutter, not just physical clutter, there's mental clutter, there's limiting beliefs that are clutter. And we just have to work through things and test and try and purge what's not working. Bring something new and fresh in and test it. Is it working? Do I love it? Do I feel really good about it? If not, I'm going to release it, let it go, try again.
And for the review part, I think it's important to be able to get some distance. Because really, one of the big things I feel like I bring to my clients is that I am completely objective about this situation. All I know about it is what you tell me. I'm not going to judge anything, but I'm going to look at things and I'm going to say, what is that stack over there? And they're going to look around and say, oh, there's a stack there. So sometimes I tell people, like, go away, take an afternoon off, go walk in the park. And then when you come home, pretend that it's somebody else's house and look around. And you're going to see things freshly that you don't notice because you see them constantly. Because
that is so
things just fade into the background when you live around them all the time. So the more mental hacks you can think of to refresh your view, the better. And that's important for reviewing your behavior too.
And you know what's I love that so much, Claire, because that just made me think of something. When you're in it, you don't notice it, or you don't even know it's a problem.
Yeah.
So an objective one too, for those of you that you have a job, you have a business, and you're just on social media for pleasure. I actually have my clients delete social media Saturday and Sundays every week. They delete the apps.
Ooh.
And the first time you do it, it's so hard. You're like, why is this so hard? Like, it's just an app. And you feel like this inner battle of like, but if I go away, I'm going to lose credibility. Or if I go away, all of a sudden these followers aren't going to be there anymore. Like your mind goes all these places. Well, when you actually do it, here's the crazy part. You then recognize that you have a problem. Your finger goes to the app over and over again, and it's not there. And you recognize, holy smokes, I'm addicted. And I didn't know that I was addicted. And every time they come to me like, it was so liberating. I am so refreshed. And now I'm going to do it every weekend. And I'm like, I told you, right? Like, it's so amazing to take control of your choices, your time and your life.
Yeah.
And that's everything. It's social media. It's like you said, the pile in the corner. It's taking a walk. It's going and getting a minute, get some sunshine, come back.
Yeah.
Stop like staying in it, because then you can't see what to change, what needs to be purged or what needs to be shifted.
Yes. It's also, to me, a form of mindfulness, to be really present right now. You're not thinking about social media or thinking about what happened yesterday, what's going to happen tomorrow. You're right here in it with what's happening now with the person you're with and what you need to do. And
when's the last time?
It's hard to do that, to be present.
They do. And they think they are. Oh, I'm present.
Yeah.
But when's the last time that you turned all the distractions off? I don't have, my notifications aren't on. I don't even know when I get an email until I go in and handle it.
Yeah.
When's the last time that you deleted social media apps and left your phone inside for 12 hours straight? When is the last time that you did that? Because I think you're going to recognize and you're going to feel something different in your heart, and you're going to go, I've been missing something.
Yeah.
I've been missing this true feeling of the now. And we think we're doing it, but until you actually test it, you're not going to recognize that you're missing out on a big piece. Because 5 days out of the week, I have to be online. I work, I run a business, I'm a mompreneur. I really have to do it, but I don't have to the other 2 days. And when I don't do it, I'm more refreshed. I'm more present for those clients during the week. I feel better about being a mom because I know on the weekends they're getting all of me, not 30%, because I'm also checking my phone or writing emails back. So yes, you got to just really try it and see how you feel.
Yes. So did you finish describing your whole time blocking thing? I feel like I interrupted you.
No. So no, I think we did. We covered that. Okay. The main premise is that you're mapping out your month, reverse engineering in all of these to-do list activities, plugging them into the week, and then take a look at your week and make sure, are all categories of your life being touched? Because maybe you map it out and you wanted spirituality to be a part of it, but you didn't write anything down. Well, you need to do that. So what does that mean for you? Meditation or prayer, or do you go to church, or what is that thing that you need for that spiritual side? And then I love to check things off. I'm a sticker person. So I'm checking things off through the day. If something doesn't get done, it comes to the next day.
Yeah.
If you ever have more than 5 or 6 to-do list items on your planner, why?
Yes. You can't have more than that. Yeah.
What? Like, what's on there? Like, why? You're either just procrastinating and moving the same stuff over. So either remove it if you really don't want to do something, and you can let it go. Just let it go. Like I used to write laundry every day, and I move it over every day. I'm like I don't know what is wrong with me, you guys. I can do dishes. I can scrub a good toilet. I cannot put the laundry away. So I'd write it Monday, and it'd come to Tuesday, and so now I'm like, I'm not going to write that down. When I have inspiration to go to my laundry room and do it, I'll do it. Yeah. It's just not important to me. But the other things on the list are actually important. And then also look at your list and say, what on here is fluff? You may have, like, are you writing down ridiculous things like, I don't know, call Mary back about the dog sitting? Like, the to-do list is like the things getting you to those intentional goals. Yeah. If you have time for all the other stuff, fine. Maybe you have an other stuff list. Put it away. Get it out of your face. Yes. Right? Like the stuff you need to do now to achieve the goals in your life. And it doesn't matter if it's business goal, life goal, health goal, spiritual goal. Those things you set in that planner, that is number one. Yeah. So if you're a list person, that's really important. You know who David Allen is, the productivity writer? He wrote, I've heard of him.
Getting Things Done. And one of his concepts is the not to-do list.
There you go.
And that's where you get to stash those things that they've been on the list for a long time. You're not doing them, but you don't want to forget. And your brain will, if you just sort of take them off the list, your brain will keep them back there like a little hamster in a cage. But if they're on another list, then your brain can release that. Okay, it's on another list. I'm not looking at it now, but it's safe. It's over there. I'm not going to forget. And then you can refocus on the stuff that's actually on your to-do list. So that's another really cool hack I like.
I love that. And two, like, think about when you have something big coming up. Like, let's say you're going on a vacation to Italy. Sounds amazing. I don't know why that came up. But you're going on vacation to Italy. You could fill your planner with Italy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, research what to wear and what to do and da-da-da. And like, you've got all these things. And now it's cluttering up your week and you're not going to Italy for 4 months. So create an Italy list, get it off away. And then you can pull in if there's an urgent to-do list that gets you close to, like, let's say you have a goal of finding flights for under $800. What is the to-do list goal that will get that done for you, but leave everything else off for just spare time or free time or Sunday?
That's interesting you bring up taking a trip, because don't you find that when people have to be at the airport at 7 a.m. on Friday, Wednesday and Thursday, they are so productive because they're leaving town.
Yeah.
It motivates them so much.
Yeah, so why are we not living?
About how can you make that hack happen? How can you have something happening on Friday that's going to force you to do these things on Thursday?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just live my life that way because on the weekend, I don't want to do anything.
Yes.
So I'm just super like, I'm just going to get it all done Monday through Thursday. And pretty much almost all the time, take a full 3-day weekend, give or take an hour or two of the stuff you have to do, because you shouldn't feel like you're always trying to catch up. You should feel like I'm always proactive. Yes.
It's especially important for people who work for themselves, because you did have quite a bit of corporate experience before you launched your business, right? And if you're in corporate, you've got people around you holding the space for working, because they're all working. You've got a boss, you've got assignments, but it's all on you when you're by yourself.
It is all on you. And you can control your life, whether you have a full-time corporate job, run a business, or you're an entrepreneur. You just have to we waste so much time living in the clutter of the day, living in the clutter of our mind, living in the when, if, should I, comparison, do this, do that. Like, just stop. Just say, enough is enough. Draw your line in the sand and get that planner out. Plan what needs to happen. And then don't let anything distract you. That's the only way you take back the life that you ultimately want to create for yourself.
Yeah. You got to be selfish with your time.
You do. Yeah. And you can't make apologies for it. And you got to get over that limiting belief that everyone else comes first, that all the other needs come first, that you have to show up for everyone else. And if Lulu asks you to go to coffee every day, that you have to do it.
Right.
Because you don't.
Do you think women are more prone to that than men?
100%.
Yeah.
We are raised, and society teaches us that to be a worthy woman, we serve. And that's who we are. And most of us had mothers that served us. And I serve. Gosh, I serve. But I also teach my kids that I have boundaries. Yeah. And I teach my husband that I have boundaries. And they know it. And sometimes they need reminding, because I can get easily into that role of serving, of showing up for all of them, of making sure that everybody's okay. But at the end of the day, if I am not okay, if I am not fulfilled as spiritually as I need, looking, feeling my best, mentally sound, successful in my business, because that's a big piece of who I am and need to be. I'm not going to be a good mama. I'm not going to be a good wife. I'm going to be full of resentment. I'm going to be full of, short patience, a short fuse. And none of that is beneficial to them. So I think, especially as women, those of you women listening, take back your power. Just because you're a woman, it does not mean you are not powerful. It does not mean that your dreams should be any less important than your spouse's.
Right.
Or that, this thing that you've been wanting to do, but because you don't make any income, or because, I'm too busy with my kids, that's going to have to wait a decade. Like, step up. Like, what? Show your kids that you can be successful, that you can write the book while they are around. Show your spouse that you are worthy of your own time. You are worthy of that $100 on that massage or that meditation class that you want. Yeah. Like, if not now, when?
Yeah. And I think boundaries are they're a gift for the people that you tell about them too. People want to treat you well. They don't know what your boundaries are unless you tell them. So it helps create that container for the relationship that benefits everybody.
Oh my gosh. I have this girlfriend, and she's like, I just went over to so-and-so's house and they're talking to me. And then I wanted to leave so bad because I have all these things to do, but I just feel so guilty. When I leave, I'm like a bad friend and then she's going to be mad at me. And and I was there 4 hours and I'm just like looking at her because conceptually to me, I'm like, I would never, and I rarely say the word never, I would never go and sit there for 4 hours to hear someone else's baggage. Like that would never happen to me. And she's like, how would you have gotten out of that? I'm like, girlfriend, you set yourself up for success initially by saying to the friend, hey girl, I'm swinging by, but I want to let you know I only have an hour. I've got a lot to do today. Love you, but I'm going to be there an hour. Just wanted to give you a heads up. You show up, you set a timer on your phone for 10 minutes before you're leaving. Your phone goes off and you say, oh girl, I'm going to have to start packing up. Let's continue this conversation another time. Like you just take your power back, even in your boundary. And she was like, oh gosh, you make that sound. And I'm like, and if they're mad at you, I think you're just not communicating. You came in with this intention of, I'm just going to be here all day to listen to you and be your rug on the floor.
Right.
Right. So yes, it's communication, but it's stepping up and being confident that you have the right to your time.
Yeah.
Nobody else, just because you're a good friend doesn't mean you don't have boundaries and you don't have important things going on in your life. And I think we have to stop feeling bad about not being there for everyone else because you can't live your best life if you're constantly dealing with other people's stuff.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Excellent. Well, is there more that you would like to say to my podcast listeners about what you do or if you've got something fun coming up?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, if you guys want to come check my show out, basically what I do is I'm a podcaster and I talk about faith-based business and online marketing mentorship. It's aimed at the mompreneur, but anyone is welcome. Anybody that's an entrepreneur that deals with limiting beliefs or wants to be better at time blocking and productivity, come on over. It's called the Mompreneur Mastermind Show. And then my website is stefaniegass.com. I have lots of free trainings for you, lots of resources over there, and you can just learn more about me.
Cool. And you have so much enthusiasm. I love that.
I do. I'm like a high energy woman. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Stefanie.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for having me, Claire.
Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach. If you like the show, I'd love it if you'd leave a rating and review in iTunes. You can subscribe too, so the podcast will be ready and waiting for you to listen to it. The show is available on SoundCloud and Stitcher as well. And you'll find the show notes on my blog at www.cluttercoach.net. See you next time.